Hello?
Hello, Mr. James.
Yeah, and how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for giving us a little bit of your time today.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Is it all right if I call you Kevin?
You certainly can.
Okay, I'm a little giddy about that, but we'll just move on.
No,
So,
right.
so here comes the boom. Had a chance to see it last night, and I have to say, I'm 37. I just started doing some Taekwondo myself, and it ain't easy, and it hurts a lot. So when I was watching you in the movie, I wanted to know how much of that MMA stuff did you do yourself, and how hard was it?
I did it all myself. It was very hard, as you can tell. Yeah, I mean, it's. I'm 47 now. These guys were 20 years younger than me, so
Yeah.
it was difficult training with them and making it as realistic as possible to get into the UFC and to fight my way there. But I worked hard at it. Like we had the best of the best there training me and making sure everything was up to snuff.
It looked great too, because when I was watching it, I was thinking, "Hey, I'm learning that move," and it does hurt just that much. So when I was watching some
What?
of your reactions, like, "Yeah, I feel your pain, man. Feel your pain."
Good, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I also liked in the movie the point where you guys stopped to pray right before the big match at the end, which was kind of interesting because we just did a magazine article about MMA and its role in church ministry. And if you don't have an opinion on it, it's fine. But I was wondering, like, what do you think about that? Is it okay for a church ministry to use MMA, like, to raise money or to, use it to reach out to the youth? Or how do you feel about MMA mixing with the church?
Well, it does seem like an odd combination. Uh, it was really just in this movie was more of a metaphor. I mean, the fighting is can be any obstacle that you have in your life that can basically that you can overcome. We chose MMA in this instance because it is literally, there's no greater love than laying one's life down for one's friend, and that's the way we basically wanted to show it. We said that's what this guy does. He doesn't, it's not something he's doing it for the benefit of his friend and his brother and all the students and all the people around him. So it makes him, just getting something done. And by the way, it's definitely not I'm not out there recommending people go into MMA here. It's not about that. It's
Yeah.
just the dichotomy of the two worlds that we're showing that this is what this guy does to show love for his coworker.
Yeah. I also have with me our morning show host, Michelle, who wanted to ask a quick question, if that's all right.
Sure.
Hey, Kevin.
Hi, how are you, Shel?
Doing well. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. All right. I'm just wondering, as an actor, a writer, producer in this movie, you have a lot more say and quite a bit in the direction and feel of this movie. So what was the one thing you wanted people to kind of walk away with from this movie?
I always want comedy. Above all, I want people to have a good time and enjoy themselves. But I want them to take away some inspiration, some positive message from this movie, in that, in doing a little bit of, a selfless act, and what it can do for others. And this world today seems to be so me, and believe me, I'm guilty of it as well. As most of us are, and a lot of times that we get caught up in this world and just looking out for yourself. I wanted to show a movie that could be funny, touching, also inspirational, and have a lot of action, and just out of selfless love for his colleague.
Now, the movie's called Here Comes the Boom, and of course you guys used the POD song a lot in the movie. I'm kind of curious, which came first? Were you a fan of the song first and then thought, hey, that'd make a great title for a movie? Or did you have the title of the movie first and then discover, hey, there's a song that uses that exact same phrase?
No, we love the song. We love the POD song. And, a lot of fighters came out to it and got exciting. And, we had that joke in there, obviously, with the music and how music can change. And, he comes out to one of my entrance song, which is the POD song, and I have to change songs on the fly. And
I love that part, by the way.
It's that Neil Diamond song, and then but then we make that inspirational. It's like making the best of what you have, and it sometimes can be great as well. So that's really about what it is.
What was your favorite scene in the film to actually do?
For me, it was literally just coming out of the tunnel at the UFC and that feeling of that crowd going crazy and experiencing what these guys experienced. I mean, I was the hair was standing on the back of my neck. It was like, I had goosebumps just walking through that crowd into the octagon. Felt all the fear and excitement of it all. And, it felt empowering in a way, until I got punched in the face. But it felt great because, to do this movie and to have Henry, Winkler, who plays the music teacher, tell me that it is, it's complete, that we could stop right now and everything we had, hoped to accomplish had been completed. That felt strong to me as well. And it was like a strong moment.
Yeah, I like that moment a lot in it as well. It was nice to go see a movie that was something I could take my whole family to, but also wasn't a cartoon. How hard was it to kind of make this like a PG-rated, family-friendly film that wouldn't go too far and therefore make it accessible to the entire family?
It's always very difficult when you want to bring everybody to a movie, and you want to cast your net as wide as possible and bring everybody in. And I've been in movies, though, where you're sitting there and you go, boy, this is just, I don't want my kids to see this or whatever, So I'm aware of it. And yet I've also been in movies where they're just so goofy, childish that no adult, you just can't even get on board,
Yeah.
and even have fun with it. So I wanted to do one where it was kind of both inspirational. It was funny, but it's not gratuitous in any way. And, but that didn't feel stale that way. It doesn't feel like, we're a goody two-shoes movie. It just feels like it's a good movie with a good message and a lot of laughs.
Yeah, and I think you completely accomplished that. I really enjoyed it. Last question, have you fully recovered from all of your bumps and bruises that you took while learning all that MMA stuff?
Well, it's been about a year and a half after, and I still feel, I think it's just my ego that was mostly hurt, in thinking if ever, there was a moment where I thought, man, maybe I could do this. I'm actually pretty good. I got knocked down pretty hard and was humbled pretty quickly.
Well, Kevin James, really enjoyed the movie and appreciate you taking some time to talk with us a little bit about it, and appreciate all you do, man. I'm a big fan of yours, so thank you so much for sharing a little bit of your time.
Well, thank you. Thanks for interviewing me, and thanks for the support. I really appreciate it.
No problem. You take care, sir.
You too.
All right. Bye.